This lesson is titled Using the Percent Equation. We're going to learn a couple of applications of using the percent equation. One is to calculate sales tax. Sales tax is like a part where you have the sales tax rate, which would be like maybe 8% or whatever percentage, and then you have the price of the item, which is your whole. You can use the part equals percent times whole percent equation to calculate the sales tax, and then the sales tax is an addition onto your price to give you your total. Another application of the percent equation is commission. Sometimes whenever people are salesmen or saleswomen, if they work at a store that offers commission, so that means that they would sell something and then they would get to keep part of the money. Like, let's say that someone's working in a clothing store and they get commission. Let's say that their commission is 10%. Let's say they sell $200 worth of clothes, so they would get to keep 10% of that money. The store gets the main part, but the salesperson would get to keep a little piece of it. And that's just another part of how they make money at their job. Commission is a part of the whole price or the whole amount of money that's sold. There's a rate for it, so it's a certain percentage, and the commission is taken out of the price. So then like you would have your price, you take out the commission, and then the rest of the money would go to that company or store.
Oh boy, this is gonna be fun.
A soccer team is having dinner at a restaurant to celebrate their winning season. The frazzled waiter gives them an incomplete bill. Help the team fill in the missing amounts. Okay, so we can see all the things that they bought. Obviously a lot of food for their whole soccer team, and we get a subtotal. Subtotal meaning that it's before the tax. We can see that the tax is going to be 5%. We want to know how much that tax is, and then we want to find our final total. So we've used our percent equation. Woo. The tax is our part, and that's unknown. The percent is 5%, so we can use the decimal version of that, which would be 0.05, and the whole would be our total price for a meal. You can use a calculator. This would be 7.1 or $7.10 for our tax. Now to get our final total, we would just add that to how much the food costs. Tax is something extra that you have to pay. All right. Tips are calculated similarly to taxes. Suppose the team brought a total of $175 to pay for dinner. Do they have enough money to tip the waiter 18% of the subtotal? Usually tips are somewhere between 15 and 20%. This tip will be 18%. You only tip on the subtotal. You don't tip on top of the tax. You just tip for the things that you bought. Okay, so our part would be our tip, and then we have our percent of 18, and our whole would be that subtotal. So our part is the tip, we don't know that, 18%, and the whole is the subtotal. Okay, 18% of 142, 25.56. Now we want to know if they have enough money to pay for this tip and their meal. So we need to pay the full total price of the bill and the tip, and let's see how much that is. Looks like they will have just enough.
You could get any of these cars here. You could, but don't you want this one? Don't you want this sound system? These leather seats? These rims? Isn't paying a little extra now for all that enjoyment later worth it? If you ask me, I say you belong in this car right here. If you ask me, you are worth it.
Okay, so our car salesman is going to get a 6% commission rate. So our part would be the commission, or the part of the money that he gets to keep. Our percent is 6, and our whole is the total cost of the car. So let's do the blue car first. 1, 2, 3. The part is unknown. We're trying to figure out how much the salesman would earn. The percent, we need to write in decimal form, and the whole is 16,800. It looks like he would make $1,008 on the sale. So that answers part A. Now, how much would the car dealership make? Well, the whole price of the car is $16,800. This much of it will be kept to the salesman, so the rest will go to the dealer. $15,792. So we have our two answers. Now there are 2 more cars, so why don't you go pause the video, try them out, make sure you can do it on your own, and then check your answers. You can see how much each car would earn the salesman, and you can see how much the dealership would get. At a real estate agency, a real estate agent sold a house for $345,000. Her commission rate is 3%. How much did the real estate agent earn on the house? How much did the seller make on the house? Okay, pause the video, try it out. Our part is the amount that the real estate agent will get to keep. Our percent is 3, and our whole is $345,000. So the sales, or the real estate agent, it's like a salesman, would keep $10,350. How much would the seller get to keep? Well, they get the rest. Oh gosh, I went too far. Okay, $334,650. Taylor has a new sales job at a clothing store. She is given 2 options for how to be paid. Option A, an hourly wage of $7.15, or option B, 18% commission on total sales. She plans to work 4 hours per day, 5 days a week. She also estimates that she can sell about $200 worth of clothing per day. Which option would give Taylor more earnings per week? Well, let's first look at option A. How much would she make in a week? Well, she works 4 hours for 5 days. So that would be 20 hours total. And she gets $7.15 every hour. So she would make $143 that week. Option B. Instead, she could choose to earn commission. Well, commission is a part. Her percent would be 18, and the whole would be the total amount that she would sell throughout the week. $200 per day. So that would be $200 times 5. That's $1,000 in the whole week. Well, 18% of 1,000 is going to sound like a little bit more than her hourly rate. So she should probably choose option B if she really can't expect to sell that much. She would make more money with commission. John has a new job at an electronics store. He has 2 options for how to be paid: an hourly wage of $16 or 16% commission on total sales. He plans to work 7 hours a day, 5 days a week. He also estimates that he can sell about $3,500 worth of electronics per week. Which option would give John more earnings per week? Pause the video, try it out. This is just like the one we did. For option A, he would be working 7 hours 5 times throughout the week, so 35 hours total. And that's $16 an hour. So for the whole week, 35 times 16, $560. Option B, he could choose commission. Commission would be a part of the money he sells. The percent would be 16, and the whole would be the total amount he sells for the whole week, which is $3,500. $560. If he really expects to sell this much, either option is going to give him the same amount of money. So if he thinks he might sell less sometimes, he might want to go with the hourly rate. If he thinks he can probably sell more than that, he should probably go with the commission. All right, that's all for this lesson. See you next time.